Reach Rising Faith Forever Tarot readings. So, that's my elbow on the thing. So, let us do some readings. I just saged the cards in Virgo's reading. So, the cards are already saged, smudged. I have a dry throat, so I'm not going to smudge them more today. But they've been done. So this is going to be a love relationship reading. Relationship, love, evolution reading for Libra. Get right into it. Normally I like the sage, but today we'll just go right into it, Libra. Get these videos up on the channel so everyone can enjoy them. I'm trying to condense the messages a little bit so they're easier to digest. So right off the bat, for you guys, lots of Libras could be saving money and waiting on communication. February 2020. Four of Swords. Gotta spend some time of healing. A lot of Libras. Sorry. A lot of Libras could be healing, or their lovers healing. Temperance. It's acquiring some mental strength right now, irregardless. But let's get love for February, Valentine's Day for Libra. So yeah, you're saving for something. You're waiting for the right time. Libra. So you've done this Five of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. So you're saving up. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the Five of Pentacles is a bit of need. But you're a King of Pentacles, you're saving up, you're gonna have success, Libra. If this is about money. Seems to me like there was a message about money, but... Alright, let's get the Libra's lover for February 2021. Looks like your lover is trying to find themselves. I've got, between you and him, the Empress. And the Three of Cups came out. So, Empress is all about birthing new creations. Ideas. She's spicy. Are you spicy, Libra? Is your lover spicy? But she's definitely elusive, but a catch nonetheless. And I got a Three of Cups, which says to me is three is a crowd. This could be a relationship that was together at a point. Maybe it's a return, or maybe you're worried that there could be a return and you're in a relationship with someone. Alright, give me more on Okay, Okay, yeah, so one of you could have been like the hangman, feeling like one could be sacrificing more, and that's giving them a different view. And it's been causing a little bit of competition between lovers. This Nine of Cups says to me that wish fulfillment is there within the mix. Give me something on the relationship for Libra. Something on the... Whoa! Did you see that, Libra? And the relationship is the Ace of Swords. New communications coming through here. True communication. This mess is going to get sorted out, Libra, with you and your lover. Because you're both feeling Five of Cups. You're both sad you're not together. And maybe you're forced to fight on different sides, but you'd rather be fighting together. There could be that. I mean, there's a few messages here with all those cards for different Libras. So I'm going to try and work through this as best I can, as quickly as possible. So, yes, for some Libras or some of the lovers out there, they could be going through like a spiritual awakening. I know that sounds so taboo, but yeah, they're going through some sort of enlightenment. Like it's a process they have to go through. And I say that it's divine and it's timing because of the Empress here between you two. And it did come out when I started searching between you two. So it's like, or with them, sorry, it's more for them. But for some, but everything can be reversed. Like for some Libras out there, it could be you. Maybe you're finding yourself, and that's causing some sort of, you know, competition. Maybe, you know. But all I know is that for sure, there's like this Three of Cups, and that is about celebration, having fun. Like it means fun times are ahead. Like I'm not gonna lie, fun times. But it's gonna come with this Five of Wands, which is going to lead to this Five of Cups between you, not feeling like you're not happy about it. But it had to go the way it's meant to. Whatever was being birthed, whatever happened had to happen because of the presence of this Empress. But Libra, you're the King of Pentacles. And they're this Empress. They always have new ideas. They're fun, loving. They want to go a lot of places. But you're their wish, ultimately. But maybe they don't know it. Like they need to have this hangman spiritual awakening. Like it's like they're not clued in yet that you're the one. And that's the reason why is the Knight of Wands. Like they're at that stage where it's like they're still trying to find themselves. Like, you know, they don't really know what their ultimate wish fulfillment is yet. And that's why they can't be your Empress. They can't work together with you. And that's putting you both in like a hangman position. Maybe you both are going to some like dark night of the soul or ego death or Five of Pentacles. Like there's a lot of need. Like you feel you need them. So that's why like even though there's a masculine element of King of Pentacles, so you got your work handled. Like you're working hard, you're saving coin, but maybe you're like wanting to wait for them to like, or maybe you've grown up. Maybe roles have been switched, reversed. Maybe you used to be the Empress at one point, and they were the King of Pentacles, and then down, because like this did come out to, like jumbled, almost like a TF or a mirrored relation. It's almost like at one point one of you could have been the Empress and one of you was the King, but then a dethroning happened. Like the relationship ended for a while, and now you've switched roles, and now you're this King. You've built something, and they've kind of had a little bit of a mess of it, which is sort of like it's like they used to be masculine, or gender roles or whatever is not important, but with energy, like divine masculines, like if all of a sudden they've been finding out themselves if they've been learning more feminine aspects about themselves, that's probably leading them to remember you. But now you're a bit different too, so it's like you both got flavors that you both worked on aspects that you lacked previously, and now you brought that together. And that's what this hangman between you is all about. It's like this new view. And that's going to cause trouble because it's going to get rid of all the third party situations, which is going to be a little bit of a battle. But don't worry, it'll come with a bit of sorrow, but you're going to have this new life cut clean so you can go get your happiness. For some Libra lovers, I'm not going to speak to every Libra out there, but for some Libras, down the road, there could be some divine timing for a lover to come in and stay in for good. Alright, let's get some advice for Libra and their lover for February 2022. Advice for Libra and their lover for 2022, February. Okay, Eight of Pentacles and Eight of Cups. And that to me is about building the ultimate thing. And this is not the boring work. This is the work you love because you love what you do. And the Eight of Cups, which is knowing where you belong, what makes you happy, being a collector of your happiness. And this relationship embodies both of that. You have it within you to respect both of this. Like, one of you could be an architect, and one of you could be an idealist. Like, and together you're just powerhouse. And eventually you're going to see this. Whatever Libras I'm speaking to right now, they're going to see this. Don't worry. So, what's the outcome for Libra? What's an outcome? An outcome for Libra. Okay, I've got the Seven of Swords and the Queen of Swords. So ultimately, before this union, you will realize, if you're working on a relationship, your commonalities will divinely bring you together at some point. It's like a divine timing. And when that happens, you're going to feel like a little bit like Seven Swords, like, oh, like who took what from who, what went wrong, and you know, it's like all the details of the uncomfortable, not the stuff you didn't like. And then ultimately, then you turn into this queen where it's like you're seasoned, but you both are well seasoned at this point. Jokes aside, but if this is resonating, the Libras and the lovers, they're gonna be like this Queen of Swords. They're ready for the dance and the ball, or they got their sword and they're ready to tear shit up. But ultimately, in less derogatory terms, it's about being the type of person that you know the right energy at the appropriate place. So you're going to ask the right questions. You're going to make sure. You're not going to be gullible. This is a seasoned person that knows who to follow, what to do, when to lead. They're very well crafted and oiled at this point. Like, they're seasoned. They're not new. They're not a novice. They're not going to it's not going to be easy to dupe this person. So that's why, if you both are this person at the end of all this, and you both come together and have that communication, it could be the potential to be really good. But at the bottom of the deck, I got Ace of Pentacles. But give me something else. The Chariot. So it's about again, law of attraction, moving towards what you want ultimately, and sometimes moving towards the things that make you happy. Ultimately, the universe lines up all your happiness for you. So it's about making that type of move. And I got this moon card as well that fell. I didn't notice that there. And the moon is like the outcome. It could be like you're deciphering this thing of what happened, who did what, like. But ultimately, what's important is. But don't worry, you're gonna settle the arguments because this Page of Swords, they're gonna tell you exactly what's up. They're gonna report to their queen, and they're gonna so to speak. Could be male or female. You can swap energies for both, but for both, you both are going to have that loyal, clear communication with each other, whichever roles for whatever Libra is. And ultimately, you're gonna have your Ten of Pentacles. So for Libras, you're gonna have happiness as well. All starts with the Ace, the bridge of coming together. When that does happen with divine timing, eventually you'll have the Ten of Pentacles, and you'll be looking back at your life like, geez, I'm so glad I kept that faith when I watched that tarot video, and now, oh my goodness, now I have this perfect life. And document your past, document your present, these moments you're going through, what you're doing, who you're with. They're precious gifts. Memorialize all of your life. It's all a beautiful story to share with humanity. And Libras and their lover for February 2022 for love and relationships. Thank you. Highest good. And I have karmic relationships, Auron, energy, polarity, soul growth, conflict. My God, that is like your total reading right there. And see how she's like wandering through a blue planet and looking at a blue planet? Like, it's like two perfectly sized planets coming together, and if that was drifting towards each other, what's going to happen? Collision. So it's like two great forces is what I see here. And star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. Okay, so tip the with this. We got star bathing, and then we got, I can't remember if that one is. Then the bottom I got, I'm sorry, defensiveness, right past wrongs, uprooting. So it's going to be a little, like, give this a minute. This might not all happen by Valentine's Day. But this is definitely picking up on some messages for some Libras that really needed it for the collective. But you're both soaring. This is like, oh my gosh, like twin flame. You're both soaring. Equal. Divine feminine, divine masculine energy. So, it reads the book. So the first card, karmic relationships. Karmic relationships. Call it karma. Call it karma. Okay, karmic relationships. Orion, sorry. Polarity, soul growth, conflict. The constellation Orion is thought by many to have been a place of great polarity and eventually unity. Some believe that many starseeds who are part of this cosmic history are incarnate on Earth now and are playing out karmic relationships from Orion times. Perhaps you're one of them. Polarity causes conflict and highlights separation. However, because of this, conflict can also result in unity and growth. Too many misunderstandings are caused when we don't open up our heart and mind and see things from a different point of view. When we go into reactive, second-guessing mode, instead of gathering the courage to open our heart, we should admit that we may have reacted because of our own woundings and then find mutual ground. We're all innocent children looking to be seen, understood, and cherished. It's much harder to grow closer through conflict than it is to grow further apart. And yet, that's the invitation of conflict. It's easy to react and take things personally. It's more challenging to see the innocence of all involved and find a way to grow closer through the conflict. It's through relationships that we grow the most. How can you soften your heart and drop your defenses enough to see things from a different point of view? How can you see the innocence of all involved? How can you learn to see the similarities rather than the differences? So think about, ultimately what will bring you together is your similarities, not your differences. So keep vibing and being strong, and that will hopefully soften them up. Usually divine masculine energy is a little slow to catch up that way. So sometimes if you're resonating with divine feminine, you can definitely shift your energy so that you're focusing on the good. And maybe if it's meant to be with that person, it'll happen for that. But it's about being happy for yourself first. Which relationship do you find the most challenging? How can you see things from a different perspective? How are you being called to allow growth through the conflict? Growth through the conflict. So that's what I'm trying to say. You both are going to grow through the conflict. So don't worry. As the reading clearly suggested, if you can overcome the bad, you will have the greatest good, is what I'm seeing here. And yeah, sometimes it comes with a little bit of a, sorry type of energy. But ultimately, star bathing, let's give that one a read, shall we? Well, I'm sorry here. Let's read this one. Defenselessness, writing past wrongs, uprooting. We're living in divisive times. Where we're hurt and triggered, we tend to see things as a personal attack, rather than an opportunity for healing. If we're to find true peace and unity, we need to drop our defenses and see things outside of right and wrong. As souls, we intrinsically remember unity and yearn for it here on earth. Perhaps this is why it feels so painful when we experience the opposite. But it's crucial to remember that we can't simply bypass reality and pretend that unity, love, and forgiveness are here. This is one of the greatest challenges for starseeds. To bring about unity, we must first acknowledge the ways in which both we and the world have been divisive. Personally, ancestrally, and collectively, the shadows, hate, wounds, separations, severings, wrongs, and sadnesses, you may be called to explore how you, your ancestors, or society have, consciously or unconsciously, inflicted pain on others. To find a way to drop the armor around your heart and see things as they truly are for all people. To say I'm sorry with an open heart and mean it. To be part of the healing rather than the perpetuation of inherited conflict or oppression. This isn't about blame, it's about unwinding the patterning that got us here. So bad patterning. You may be called to devote your time to causes you believe in, or do healing work on your ancestral line. How are you being called to drop your defenses and unwind past wrongs? And I think that has something to do with star mating. I think that's good advice. Bathing in the stars, like dreaming about past, doing education, reading up on history, learning what makes you and others tick. All that heals the ancestral line. Your opinions, bringing them into reality. So, star bathing, light body, body of light, crystal grid, grid lines of the universe, transmission, activation. The stars are constantly showering emanations onto the crystalline grid of the Earth. When things are unbalanced, the planets also send information back to the stars. Many star seeds have come to Earth at this time to help shift the planet vibrationally, to activate the ancient codes of wisdom that humanity has forgotten. And all of that information is stored in the crystalline grid. If you put this card on, you may be being called to begin working on the stars and the crystalline grid of the Earth. Some people believe that crystalline grid of the Earth anchors divine cosmic frequencies onto the planets, the places you've been, that you love to go. Go there frequently. Maybe you'll bump into them. You may be guided to journey to particular places on Earth to unlock these cosmic codes with your presence. You may also be interested in a practice called starbathing. Download a starbathing meditation at www.starseed.me. This card commonly arises because you're here to connect with the crystalline grid of the Earth, either in your hometown or by traveling other places. I've traveled so much. Traveling is great. Maybe travel. Incorporate that into, maybe that'll be something romantic to do when you come together. Or maybe take a solitary trip and find yourself, and then that's what brings you together. What they want to know all about it when you get back. Maybe you spend a couple of years abroad. Who knows? For some Libras, not every Libra. Either in your hometown or by traveling other places without quite knowing why. It can also mean that you're a light body. The energy body in itself, highest form, is being activated. If this resonates, take things extra slow in order to integrate the change of vibration. Place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following. I open myself up to receive the wisdom of the crystalline grid beneath me. May the stars and the earth inform and heal me. And as they do, may it heal the earth too. So as we heal ourselves, we heal the earth. That's a beautiful thing, I think. So definitely for you Libras out there and your lover and your relationships and love in general, you definitely want to be working on your own development, your own knowledge and understanding of the past, present, and future for yourself as well as the world at large. For any field you're interested into, I mean, you want to have that new intellect, the Ace of Swords, and you want to be constantly birthing something new and doing something creative like the Empress. And you really want to have the good times with a loved one and the wish fulfillment. Manifesting what you really want, which is a love that makes you feel complete in both work and home, emotion and intelligence. And you really want that Ace of Pentacles and that 10 of Pentacles. Beautiful card. So that's what I got for you Libras. I'm going to give you a little singing bowl meditation. Move on to the next reading. some beautiful tones for you, Libras. As always, if you really love this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share, comment. I'd love to hear what a lot of you Libras think, or just if you found it entertaining, or if you just enjoyed the story. As always, tarot is a casting of stories.